Hi everyone, welcome to my motorcycling special number 4. This rider doesn't fancy queuing, so they used the pavement. Pretty pointless really, because as the traffic comes to a stop there looks as though there's enough room to filter down the middle. The motorcyclist would have ended up in the same spot. I wouldn't dream of using the pavement in this scenario, would you? This motorcyclist behind is also using the pavement, but in my opinion it's a lot more dangerous because of the amount of pedestrians who are walking around. I wonder whether the BMW entitlement rolls over onto motorcyclists also. Please let me know what you think. My viewer summed this up perfectly with what he called the video. A 13-year-old would look here, and I agree.
Industry stagnate, that's the issue. But if you don't have unions, people just get treated like shit, so...
Now the motorcyclist spots my viewer. It was a good job the motorist was looking after him.
Who? Oh yeah.
He might very well be, but my advice would be to not act like that in front of kids. They'll then do the same when they're driving. Let's set the scene. Poor light conditions, overtakes on a slight left-hand bend, uphill, quite close to oncoming traffic. Did you catch the L plate? Well, that's probably not what they were taught in their CBT. How long do you think they're going to last before they crash? Well, we get to find out in this video. 3 minutes past 7 and 16 seconds. And now, less than a minute later, they've crashed. It looks as though they've been tagged by a car emerging from the side road. I hope everything was okay. There does seem to be a fair bit of urgency to help out. A lovely piece of driving this. My viewer recognises that the motorcyclist isn't paying attention, so they just pull in gently and slowly. It's safer to have them in front. However, will this guy now not pay attention as he's travelling faster? Most likely. This is probably the funniest clip you'll see for ages. Superb. Although I need to state it is illegal. Obviously a cycle. Have a look at the first biker from the opposite direction. 2 hands on the handlebars please, especially near junctions. Even though this phone is in a cradle, using it in this manner could still lead to prosecution. Look how little attention this guy pays whilst he's operating his mobile. He hasn't looked up or around once whilst waiting at the lights. And things actually don't change much whilst he's negotiating a junction. This happens close to me in Kirby, about 2 or 3 miles from where I live, and I know a load of my viewers are from Liverpool, so if you know this guy, just show him the video and tell him to pay attention a little more. Even by just looking at the motorcyclist's position at this junction to turn right, I think you can sort of work out what's potentially going to happen. Look out for people like this riding. I think the motorist to lane 2 should have also picked up on this guy's poor positioning. It was pretty obvious where he was going to head when he was going to set off. A good example of why you should try and avoid puddles when motorcycling. I think this would have caught most motorcyclists out.
That was a lot deeper than it looked.
And it could have also spat you into the oncoming car. The road that my viewer's using is following for the A36, and you'll see a little touch further up it splits into 2 lanes, but they still get shouted at by this motorcyclist who is completely in the wrong. You can tell by the gestures on what he was thinking. Now, before anyone writes any comment about why my viewer was using the right lane, you have no idea where the road goes up ahead, and as you can see by the green sign now, it splits off to the right. I know there's probably not going to be many comments now, but if you were thinking of writing that comment, you need to address your own mindset. No L plates here, just a fully qualified idiot. Have a look at the two motorcyclists up ahead. The first one's just overtaken the lorry, and I think it causes impatience in the second one. How close was that to the oncoming lorry? A right turn at a set of lights, with fairly heavy traffic behind. As the traffic starts to flow, my viewer's overtaken, and have a look at which side of the island the motorcyclist turns. Another L plate. And another learner motorcyclist overtaking going the wrong side of the bollards. This set they actually do a good job, but the next set they couldn't be bothered with. Here's a clip from the Netherlands. I'm not sure I would have overtaken through the junction like this motorcyclist. Wherever roads cross, meet or intersect is always a higher risk. Do the solid lines mean the same in the Netherlands as they do in the UK? In other words, no crossing or overtaking. Was this a gesture from the rider in front for my viewer to pass? Surely not. Look at the oncoming cars. Did you also catch the shrug of the shoulders? Strange one, this. This next rider treats this junction as though there's no junction there whatsoever, or vehicles. There's a massive lack of attention from the motorcyclist in front also. Oops, that's a raised curb surrounding that cycle area. They missed it altogether. Were they looking at the phone? Perhaps. I'd again like to say a massive thanks to everyone who has supported the channel by buying their VFO dashcam with the links in the description. Using the code Ashley will still save you 5%. Now, let's have a little look at this final clip. Is this a case of I'm not very good at riding, or did they bail out because of the loose surface on the hatched area? For me, with the way that they're riding, I think they're a noob. Keep safe everyone, I'll see you soon.